Hello everyone, thanks for the click. In today's video, I'll be showing you how to turn incredible concept art such as this into an awesome build like this. Okay, the first step in this process is actually finding the concept art you want to recreate. I like using a site called Pinterest for this. There are plenty of other sites, and even Google Images sometimes just work. In Pinterest, what you want to do is you really just type, what are you looking for? Let's say I want a wizard tower. Let's say wizard tower concept art. And bam, we get plenty of wizard towers that we can try to recreate in Minecraft. Now, actually choosing one that works to recreate in Minecraft can be difficult. Like for example, this would be super hard to recreate because of all the tiny, intricate details. But then something like this wouldn't be so hard. You could chain those crystals up, have a nice tower like that. That wouldn't be too hard. Something like this would be really cool to recreate. You just have to keep in mind, I'm going to build this in Minecraft. Is that going to be a problem? Is this going to be too hard? You just want to make sure to evaluate how much effort you want to put into this build and that you choose your concept art accordingly. I chose this concept art to recreate right here on screen. Let's start building it. The second step in this process is to decide what scale you want to make your build. Is a door in your concept art picture as big as a Minecraft door, or is it actually much bigger? We started on a smaller scale, but then decided to scrap it for a larger build with more detail. It's okay to scrap large parts of builds in the creative process, especially when trying to get the scale right. Scale can be one of the hardest things to decide. It really is a balance between scaling it up for detail and scaling it down to make your life quite a bit easier. Since the terrain was so integral to the build, we started with it from the beginning. If this isn't the case, you may want to go back and add some custom terrain. I'm not talking mountains, I'm talking making a few custom rocks, texturing the ground, and adding some custom trees. It really goes a long way. Custom terrain will transform a good build into a work of art. Here Nurs used placeholder blocks to get the shapes right and then did the texturing. We used the mod World Edit to do this very fast, and it is a must-have. I do not think I'd be able to build, especially at this scale, without World Edit. Some builders choose to scale the entire build right away and plan out all the shapes with wool blocks. Now I agree, this may work better. I don't always do this. I find shaping the entire build can be quite overwhelming, so sometimes I'll shape one part of it, texture it, and then move on to the next part. If I have to adjust, that's okay. I World Edit. Here I want to take a second to talk about straying away from the concept art to adapt it into Minecraft. Sometimes adapting a shape or color to Minecraft at your scale does not look good. Rather than struggling to adapt that shape or color for hours, change it. It is your interpretation of the art. It does not have to exactly match the picture. This is what I did with the dome here. In the concept art, the shape was less 3D and almost a flat plane. The color is also slightly different. I wanted to achieve that starry effect from the picture more than I wanted the exact shade of blue and exact shape, so I opted for the skulk dome instead. I also added a line down the middle to break it up more. Next is texturing in colors. You want to do your very best to replicate all the colors in the concept art, and with the limited blocks in Minecraft, that means sometimes you have to get a little bit creative. For example, we use a lot of wood blocks including strip spruce and mangrove wood as earthy colors in the terrain itself. One of the hardest parts to capture from concept art is shading. Even when one part of the build would in theory all be the same color, you still need to change up the colors in the build itself to simulate light. Here I use warped planks on the bottom of the tower as shadows and that lighter prismarine blocks on the top. Using darker blocks on the bottom and lighter blocks on the top additionally makes your build seem taller and like it is fading up into the sky. As you can see here, I also added patches of lighter blocks in the tower that represents paint wearing off. This level of texturing makes a build feel like it actually exists in a world. It makes it feel lived in. Texturing is not just to make a build look better, it is a storytelling device. Use it as such. Next is detail, detail, detail. Details are what make a build feel alive and feel like a complete experience rather than a shell of the art you were inspired by. If I say detail one more time, I might explode. Try to add every little detail in the picture. You can barely see it in the concept art, but there are some small cracks in the tower walls. I decided to implement them into the build even though I knew they'd be much bigger in Minecraft. They really help sell the idea that the tower is ancient. I also tried to build all the small circle markings in the tower in the blocky nature of Minecraft. I had to adapt the placement and shape of them a bit, but I think they turned out pretty good. My replay footage got screwed up, but I went on and built the moon and star on the post there. I then started on building the shooting star that goes across the picture. A small element like a thin shooting star made of glass is an easy thing to skip out on, but implementing things like that into your builds can really make it stand out and give it your own flair. It also helps stay more true to the concept art itself. I then added those little target block guys. Yeah, I don't know what else to say for this segment. They're target block guys. Finally, the part you've all been waiting for. Well, at least I've been waiting for it. The bushes. A little greenery goes a long way. Literally, adding some of the color green breaks up the rest of the colors in the build. Adding these trees really made the rocks feel complete and full rather than empty and barren. I used some pre-built spruce trees I had here and plopped them right on. Let's take a look at the finished build. There you have it, the completed build. It took me 2 full weeks to build this and to edit it with the help of my friend Nurs. If you guys enjoyed or learned anything, help the YouTube algorithm help me. Like, subscribe to see more videos like this. If you want the world download for this build, it will be in my Patreon, which is linked below. Thank you all for watching. This is Craisin signing off. Goodbye.